Welcome to Friday Night with the Old Man. This one, right here. Okay, so what would we like to talk about? I think right now we should be talking about how women think, because I want to help others thinking through these situations.
Okay, but listen though. Now, you're a little young to be thinking about how women think, all right? But, thinking about how girls think, it's a whole different level,
Right.
And I'm not an expert or a subject matter expert, okay? But think about it this way. You're one of the lucky few who lives in a house with both his parents, and you got brothers and sisters.
Right.
And a sister, I'm sorry. And you get to sit back and kind of observe, watch and learn. So you see how your sister acts, you see how your mom acts. You can pretty much get a sense based on a woman's or a girl's actions, watch her body language, stuff like that. You kind of get a read on what they might be thinking, but it's impossible to read anybody's mind. Alright, you can tell that there are generalizations. Like, for example, generally every woman would like to be with a man who can fully support them.
Right.
Okay? So there's general knowledge where you can pretty much say that if you looked at 100 women, the majority of them would act this particular way, which could lead you only to believe that they have to think a certain way to arrive at that outcome.
Yeah. But, what is their main trajectory in a man? What is their main target?
What's their main trajectory? That's funny. Trajectory would be more of your path. That's your trajectory, the path you're taking, right?
Well, what's their main trajectory for a man's life? I don't know. But what is their main thing they want to see in him?
I just heard a name.
Well, first off, everyone, regardless of age, if they pick a boyfriend or somebody, it's always going to be somebody that in some way, shape, or form they look up to that person. Like, there's something about them that they are in awe, you know what I mean? In some sort of awe to that person in some way, shape, or form. Right? So, and I'm not just talking about height, because obviously if you're taller, she's looking up at you.
Looking up to you, huh?
But looking up to you and looking up at you are two different things, right? The best thing you can do really is try to strive for some kind of excellence in yourself. All right? You don't have to have a six-pack abs. But you shouldn't be a fat ass, sloppy piece of shit either.
Right.
Now, that term might offend a few people, and I really don't fucking care if it does, because I didn't say it to offend them.
On God.
I mean, everybody out there has a reason for things that went wrong in their life. If a guy's only got one leg or he's in a wheelchair and he weighs 300 pounds, there ain't really much he can do about it. It's not like it's his fault. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want someone like that to listen to what I just said and be like, what do you mean, fat piece of shit? It's like, no, dude, there's nothing you can do about it. But if you're a perfectly healthy person, 2 arms, 2 legs, and you can walk, and you can run, even if it's just short distances. Let's say you have bad lungs and you can't run a freaking marathon. It doesn't mean you can't do a 50-meter sprint once or twice a week.
Correct.
You know, I mean, maybe you
Yeah.
can't. Maybe your lungs are that bad. I don't know. But the point is, and we'll get back on track because it seems like I'm off track right now. I'm really not. The point is that if you have something on you that's hurting, all right, and that's probably even a bad way to put it, but I'm going to leave it at hurting for the moment, all right. You have something that hurts. Let's take, like I broke my thumb the other week, right?
Right.
And I couldn't really bend it fully because it would lock up where the bone was, and it hurt like hell. But I didn't stop trying to keep my thumb where I can keep mobility of it.
Mm-hmm.
And now my thumb pops every time I bend it, and it hasn't healed yet because it's only been about 8 weeks, you know? I imagine it's healed, but it ain't fully healed. But anyways, it still hurts, put it that way. But I'm not going to stop bending it just because it hurts. I'm not going to stop, you know, grabbing a ball and throwing it or catching a ball because it hits my hand and my hand hurts. You have to use it because it's like anything else. If you don't use it, you will lose it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you have the ability, you should do it.
Right.
You should always be trying to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And like I said, that doesn't mean you have to have a six-pack abs. You know, just do something to keep yourself from getting severely overweight. Always be active. Always do something that's working your mind so that you're constantly challenging yourself, making yourself do better. If you just settle for where you're comfortable, then you'll never
Ever
achieve anything else.
shoot for the stars. Yep.
You always have to be reaching for the best that you can be.
And you see, this goes on to a lot of you out there. You guys, almost every single one of you have room for improvement. Whether you're fat, skinny, tall, whatever you are, I don't give a damn what you are. You have room for improvement. You can make yourself better, no matter what. And I just want everybody to know that there's always somebody out there that loves you during your time of progression, decreasing your whatever you're having issues with, and then boost yourself back up. Start from the bottom, build yourself up.
Son. I love you, man. You're so off track. You just, like, that was the point we were trying to make. No.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No. All right, you were asking about how women think and how girls think. And I was telling you about being your best and how to keep yourself in a mindset that makes you your best, that leads you back to how women think. And I was going back towards that. Right?
Right.
Okay. So, yes, you have to be the best of yourself that you can be and always looking to improve because in today's world, all right, and, you know, in all honesty, there's a lot of other stuff going on in the background right now that can potentially hold you back. Right? That's other stuff to talk about because I don't want to get into politics and stuff like that.
No,
Okay.
not today. Maybe some other day, guys. That'll be a special for you guys.
I don't want to get into any of that. But the way girls think is they're always looking for something better. They're almost never happy with anything you give them. All right, look at your sister, for example. I just want this. Oh, okay. Now I want this. Oh, hey, can I get that?
Yeah.
All right. Always, it's like a bird. They see something shiny and they go after it. Okay.
Keep breathing, man.
But they're always looking for whatever is going to, I guess, in their mind, further them or level them up. All right. Now, as young kids, it's really not as bad until you start getting a little older in the actual dating world, where it really matters, where is looking for you to support her. But a lot of these young girls, what I see is they want multiple men, not one. This is a little bit older in the dating age. And what I mean by that is they want one guy at home who pays all their bills and takes care of them, but he doesn't care what they do with other men because they want their freedom, they're bosses, and they're independent.
Oh yeah.
Okay? And really? You think a man's gonna put up with that?
Oh, hell no. Not unless they're feminine.
Not even so much that. Just there's a lot of men out there that can't figure out. A lot of even boys, but more so once they get older. They're sitting around and they're like, what is it women like? How can I get a girl to like me? What do I gotta do? Ain't I entitled to a girlfriend too? And stuff like that.
Just be yourself.
And it's like, no, you're not entitled to a girlfriend too. And no, don't be yourself. If yourself is 300 pounds sitting on the fucking couch eating cheese puffs dipped in chocolate while watching Friends on TV.
Well, that's different, man. You gotta think, but whenever
Or
you're
playing-
somebody like me or you gotta be yourself, man. Don't give a damn about what they think.
Personality-wise, be yourself. Alright? Look, you can't make your face look prettier if you're a man. Unless maybe you get a few more stars. Sometimes that makes you a little prettier as a man.
Yeah.
But that's even, I guess, for a later time. You know, it could come up more in the conversation tonight. I don't know. But the girls are always looking for. It's called hypergamy. Okay, it's in their nature. It's the way we are all born. Let's strip away everything right now. Strip it all away. The houses, the cars, the money, TVs, all of it. Strip it all away. Right? Without electricity, look at it in stone. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Alright. So strip it all away. And look at man and woman for what we are. Just the raw potential in it. This is where it starts, to figure out why they think the way they think. Okay? Look at her body. The average woman, alright, fully grown. I'm not talking about that one woman who happens to be 9 foot tall, built like The Rock, and you know, she bench presses Arnold Schwarzenegger's tank.
She might as well just be a damn man.
That's like one woman out of a billion. It's not every single woman. Okay? Now, the average woman, where if you lined up 1,000 of them, the majority of them would be between the height of 5'3" and 5'5". Maybe 5'2" to 5'5". And that will be your average. The majority of women will be in that weight class, right? That's why it's called an average. And then you take your average man, and his average height is going to be between 5'7" and 5'10".
Right.
Right? His average weight is going to be between 170 and 190. Okay, now I'm talking averages here. Of course, it's probably even more than that with all the people sitting on their asses and never fucking going outside and playing or working out.
Probably.
Okay? I didn't look at this. I don't have an information sheet sitting in front of me. Alright. So, but you look at them and you compare their bodies. The man's got a wider frame, denser bones, more dense muscle fiber. He's got the twitch muscles and all that, you know, everything is there. Even if he isn't using it. And he's got testosterone, which is a key ingredient, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you look at these women, and you look at their frames. More petite, wider at the hips because they're getting ready for babies. Smaller frame at the shoulders and thinner waistlines, at least they're supposed to be. Alright, so you look at their bodies, their bones ain't as dense, their muscle fibers ain't. Their lungs are better, and they can run longer distances. No, they can.
Well, you gotta think they're putting more men out there on
Son,
front
listen.
lines.
We're stripping it down to bare nature. Remember, their lungs and their stamina and their tolerance for pain way more than a man's.
Well,
and the reason for that is simple. The pain for the childbirth, of course. They can take a lot more pain than you can, son.
Well, at the moment they can.
And the reason that their lungs are so good in being able to run is because what do you think she's doing while you're fighting the bear?
Just...
Hopefully she's fucking running, getting the kids and getting the hell out of there. Otherwise you died for nothing.
Oh,
right?
I came back and haunted her.
So she's got to have that stamina. We're stripping it down to the bare reason that people's bodies are the way they are, the way God engineered us to be. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why a woman thinks the way she does. She's smaller than a man. She needs him to help protect her. She needs him to go hunt and fight, get the food, to climb the high branches and pick the food. Right?
Right.
Her strength comes in her femininity, where you do that for me, and I will do this for you as your woman, right? So this is where it all comes from, okay? A little later, you add feminism into it, and they're like, why would you be a mom? Why would you be a slave to a man? Why would you be a slave to your kids? Come on, why are you demeaning what it is? A mom's a beautiful thing, just like a dad's a beautiful thing. It's the way God intended it, a mother and a father together raising a family, right? So, take the feminist mindset out of it. Right back to bare nature. She wants a man that can protect her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's got a man who's 6 foot tall. And this man goes out and he hunts. He traps. And he fishes. And he provides very well for her. But there's a bear, right? And a bear is really big, and he's over on the other side of the hill. But every now and then, this bear comes into the territory, and when it does, it kills a woman, or a child, or a young man, right? And everybody's scared of this bear.
You mean bear, not beer.
Bear.
Beer.
Everybody's scared of this bear, right? So the men will get together a hunting party and go kill the bear if there's enough men who are strong and hunting worthy, right? But out of all those men that do get together and go hunt to kill this bear, there's one who stands out above all the others. He's about a foot taller, a foot wider, he's got more muscle. Can't talk very well because Mongo don't think too good.
No brain, just all bronze.
So anyway, you got this guy. We're in the Stone Age, remember? We're not building the Taj.
Right.
We're not building the Taj Mahal. Okay. So it's in her nature to know that he's bigger and stronger than her man, right? So who does she want to be with now?
The bigger, stronger idiot.
Right? But she's not going to leave this guy because he's provided for her, right?
Right.
Now, let's say this guy doesn't feel like hunting today. He's just tired. He wants to sleep. But Mongo's out hunting. Right? The next day he goes out and he hunts. He brings home a small squirrel, the only thing he caught in his trap. Mongo brought home a mountain lion. Where's she looking? Is she looking straight across at you? Or is she starting to look down at you and look up at him? You're falling off your game, son. You better step the fuck up because Mongo's ready to go.
I don't know about you, but I'm killing an elephant.
My point is, there's always going to be someone bigger, badder, stronger, faster, smarter, okay? There's always going to be that. So, in order to keep her from jumping off your boat and getting on his, you have to be the best you can of yourself. You always have to be on your game. It sucks, but as a man, women act like they got the hard life. I'm sorry, son, but the burden of performance is on you. All she has to do is show up. That's it. That's all she got to do is show up. You see them women on these billionaires' yachts and stuff. They ain't there because they earned a bunch of money or they're boss bitches. They're there because they're hot and the millionaire wants to be around them, possibly have a chance with them, right? Because that's the way men think. we're after one thing. We want the pretty girl. If we're not married, we look at all the pretty girls. If we're married and we're a good man, we stay with the one. You look what you don't touch. But,
Touch with your
like,
eyes.
you're like a dog in the yard on a chain. You can run to the end of your chain and bark, but that's it. but how they basically think, yes, they're always looking for the next best thing, and they don't even realize they're doing it. Okay, they don't. They're almost completely oblivious to it. There are a few of them that know it and they realize it,
But they still keep doing it.
and some of them yes, some of them no. You know what I'm saying? They'll realize what they're doing, some of them, and they won't care, or they will care and they'll say, hey, the problem is me. All right. I'm not saying men are perfect and they don't do stuff wrong, or they don't cheat, or they don't that, or this, right? Men, dude, we are flawed as can be. I know, I'm one of them. Okay? I'm not perfect. Nobody is.
Not at all. You guys have room for improvement, like I said earlier.
But when she looks at you, she's always saying, is this the best I can do? And then she'll come up with some stupid question. Like,
Do you think I'm pretty?
no, it won't be that. It'll be a real stupid fucking question.
I'm ready.
Okay?
I'm ready.
It'll be something like, okay, here's one. You take your wife out to dinner and you're sitting there. You know how I am. I never sit with my back to a door
Right.
or a window. I have to be somewhere my back's to a wall, right? So I'm sitting there where I can see the room. So you know I can see everything and everyone in that room. And then your wife's going to ask you a question. Do you think that girl over there is prettier than me?
Yeah.
Right? It's a shit test question is what it is.
No.
She wants to know what your answer is. She wants to see if you're going to be like, oh, baby, you know it's you, or this, that, or the other. Right? You can think of some smooth stuff like, oh, dude, I'd be like, baby, I didn't even notice her because I can't take my eyes off you. You know?
Something real cheesy.
Whatever, dude. Yes.
Yes. That's what I was thinking.
No,
Yes.
yes. I told your mom right out. Yes. Well, you think she is? I don't think she is. We both know she is, or you wouldn't have asked. Right? I'm not gonna bullshit you. Fuck it, you gonna be mad at me? Oh well. I ain't getting no pussy. My bad.
Hey, my bad. Hey,
You might have to edit that out.
I might have to blur this shit out. Hey, we
It's
will
like what?
cuss.
It's like what? I ain't getting none tonight. So
Oh wait, yes, Dad. I can make
I've
this
lived. I mean,
content thing.
when I spent a year in Iraq in a war zone where there were no women. I didn't see no women. I ain't getting no butt. I ain't getting nothing. And that's one of many times, okay, that I've been in situations where I've been gone and didn't have a woman around. So can I do without it? Yes. You gonna get mad at me for telling you the truth, so I'm not allowed to have any? Okay, have it your way. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
But
Be
you won't
honest.
be getting what you want.
Be
from
honest
me.
is all I'm saying. You know, don't lie to them. Don't try to. If they give you a shit test like that of any kind, no matter what it is, like think of a shit test that a woman's giving you, and instead of trying to think of, oh, what's the answer a nice guy would give, or what should I say, and if your first response is to say something nice, smack yourself in the back of the head and say the most outrageous thing that you can think of.
Anything.
I'm serious. The most outrageous, outlandish answer. Like, just be fucking stupid with it.
I mean, that's how I am with everything. I don't take stuff serious unless if it's handling like a gun or something, and I'll be like, yeah, right. When they're like talking about how
I mean,
math is and all
I'm
that
just
stuff.
saying, son. Think of a shit test that a woman would throw at you to test you, to see where you are at mentally. Usually she just wants to know if you're going to be one of those guys that'll do anything she wants or say anything to make her feel good. I don't care if you feel good about what I tell you. I'm going to tell you the truth. And if you don't like it and you don't like me because of it, you can dump me. And eventually I'll find someone who will appreciate the truth, because that's what it is, the truth.
This is what we say to the people who are like that. Boom! See, this right here is hovering in the
You ain't
air.
gonna do all that. You know, that's extra, man. You ain't gonna do that.
Hey,
You can be classier than that, son.
Dad.
I raised you better than that. You see me out here flipping my finger off to everybody like, oh, that's just what I say to that. No, come on. You can be class. You can be a little bit classy. You don't have to do that.
oh man, I like place. I like New Days. But anyways, so this could be episode 1, and we, for all I know, we could do another episode. And is there anything else we could?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, you asked me about how women think, and we didn't fully close it. We ended up at the shit test area where they'll ask you stuff to see. Like, they're always trying to test you. It's almost like they want to see if what's the word I'm looking for? They want to see if you're one of those people who will just they want to see if you're on your game because you're going to do you no matter what, or if you're going to change a little bit to make her happy. That's basically all a shit test is. Is he going to bend to my will? Period. That's all a shit test is.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Who's leading who in the relationship?
Some women want dominance.
Look,
I won't take that.
all women should want dominance. If they don't, it's not natural.
Well,
Think about it. Your job is to lead them. In order to lead them, you have to be the dominant one. Now that doesn't mean you go out there and move out the way, bitch, and shove her, and you know.
that's just be abuse at that point.
That's just, yeah, you know, that ain't nothing masculine or manly about that,
Right.
right? It's like anything else. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And that's another thing with women. A lot of times they do things just because they can, not because they should.
You just
That's
do
where
it
this
'cause they
whole
want
boss bitch thing comes from. Well, I can do it too. I don't need a man. Yes, you can do it. We make sure of it.
to. Men and
You know what I'm
women.
saying?
Men and women need each other.
Yeah, we make sure of it. In fact, all it needs for feminism to stop right now is for every single man out there to say, enough, done. Sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. Period. Listen, what is she going to do if every man decides we're done with your bullshit? She going to step up and beat your ass? No. Because every man's already decided they're done with her bullshit. So who's going to back her up when he beats her ass?
The trans man.
He's trans. He's a bitch. He ain't going to do nothing.
But think about it, man. Guys,
My point
he's
is,
apparently a
okay?
woman.
My point is, all right, what was I even saying? Joking around with it.
Feminism. How to end it all.
The thing is, women don't have the ability to force a man to do anything. Aside from maybe having a gun. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Remember that talk we just had where the majority of them are smaller, so the majority of them need us to protect them, this, that, and the other, right?
Right.
So how do you get a man to do all these things that you can't force him to do? You manipulate him. You try to control him. How do you do that? Well, if you don't do this, we ain't having no sex. You think that girl's prettier than me? Oh, is my wrong answer going to get me sex? Or not going to get me sex? So, do I bend to your will?
No.
Or do I let you know that I don't need you? Yeah, she's prettier than you, so what? If I wanted her, I'd be with her and not you. Make it a big deal. Leave me because you think that I'm a piece of shit for saying that. I'll go fuck her right now. Go ahead and leave me.
But there is one thing that I know for
Listen.
a fact.
All right, here's the thing. All right, she wants to know that you value her. She wants to know that you love her. Okay? And nothing speaks louder than your actions. Nothing. You can tell her you love her all day long, but if you're punching her in the face every single night, that ain't love, right?
It's just abuse.
If you tell her, hey baby, I love you, and you're sitting at home playing video games while she's out working, and you wonder why she's looking at other dudes instead of staying with you, you're wrong. You should be out there busting your ass. I don't care if all you can do is work at McDonald's because you have no damn skills. Go to work at McDonald's, and at night, go to school. Go to a trade school, and then work McDonald's at night. Whatever you have to do to improve yourself, to make yourself a better person, so that people will look at you and say, hey, I want that guy to work for me. That guy's got a lot of drive. That guy's this, that guy's that. As a man, people everywhere should be looking at you and saying, I want that guy. And if you are not the guy that they're looking at and saying that, then you ain't doing the right shit. Because if you're the type of guy that men want to work for them, men want to be around, men want to be, want to hire you, they want you in their team. When men want you like that, be damned if every woman does it. Because women want what other women want, but even more so, they look at a man that other men want to be like, that other men want to be around. They like that man even more.
Right.
Because she's really looking up to him. Why are all those men looking up to him? There's got to be something about that guy. Oh, that's the guy that I want. And you got 50 million women, and they're all looking at that same one guy like, that's the one I want. And each one of them is, I can do better than the girl before. So there's always a woman ready to step into her position. The guy's got options. So you need to think, what can I do to make myself an option? So, and make it to where she's looking up to you. Not looking up at you, but looking up to you. That you guys go out to a restaurant and you see other people out there, and you hear the way they're talking and see the way they're acting. This guy's slouching, got his elbows on the table. You walk in the room, you pull the chair out for your wife. How many guys you see do that?
Not many.
When I take your mom on dates, I pull the chair out for her. I open doors for her. I open doors for her all the time, not just on dates.
See, this a real man.
Okay? But I let her know in every way possible that she's loved. Right? Roof over her head, food on the table, clothes on everybody's back. Right?
Yeah.
Take care of anything he's done around the house.
Taking care of him.
Fix the cars. Fix the house. I'm retired right now. So what? I still pay all the bills and I'm retired? What more does she ask for? Right? And I'm only 48 years old. I try to be the best I can of me. Now, I have my issues. And sometimes I look at it and say, I could probably do more. But I know that 100% for a fact, no matter how much she knows I love her and I treat her good, that if I was off my game and there was some other guy willing to step in and take my place and he was better looking or younger or better built, and I was off and I was like, nah, I can't do this no more. You think for 1 second she wouldn't jump ship?
Oh.
Women love differently.
Easy, man.
They love differently than we do too.
Yeah.
They don't just think differently, they love differently. A woman will love you for all the stuff you can do for her. And she can grow to love you as a person too because of her looking up to you. Because when you go out, you set the standard. You're always respectful, you're respectable, you're polite, you don't always talk vulgarly, you're not always talking about sex, you're not always talking about, you kind of let things flow naturally. And you be the best you can of yourself. I don't have to do push-ups every day.
Hey, Dad.
Right.
But I do. He's recording a video, huh?
Yeah.
But you can interrupt for a second.
How long has he been recording for?
I don't know. I'm just sitting here talking with my phone.
I was gonna tell you something, but I didn't want to.
34 minutes.
I didn't want to ruin his life.
Well,
was gonna
honey,
say-
you're part of this family, and I'm your dad too, and you can come out here and talk to me
It was a
anytime you want.
joke. It's supposed to be funny,
Just
Dad.
because we're on a video doesn't mean that you can't come out and talk to us.
I was gonna say a joke that XX Katashian said.
You're gonna say a joke.
A joke.
If it has anything to do with your dad being fat, I'm gonna kick your brother in his head.
Hey, by the way, I do not promote XX Tentacion on this channel.
You don't what?
Promote XX Tentacion. Only my independent artists.
What are you calling somebody out, dude? Don't call nobody out.
And
That's not classy.
XX Katashian, can I tell you what he
Seriously, I
said?
mean,
I ain't
He said-
calling anybody out.
I'm just
He
saying.
basically was saying my songs are so good that you gotta start beating your meat to the beat.
Hey, come on, man.
That's really not appropriate.
Yeah, we got something going here.
That's what I said. You gotta live stream. Or not live stream, but a video.
Hey, get out of here.
I
We got
understand.
something going.
Listen, hey,
Is
I
that lightning?
Yes, it's lightning. I understand that these videos play all the time, and you can't always tell what's going to be said on the video. So you got two choices. You got the choice where Dad can say, "Hey, you ain't allowed to watch those videos," or you could be smart enough to know not to repeat the vulgar stuff that it says.
For example, Family Guy.
Because we've talked about this before.
Doody-doody-doo.
Am I correct?
Is there a spider
Yes,
on
sir.
it? I thought something was in.
Alright.
You gonna just ignore me now because you don't want to? Well, then why were you talking to me in the first place if you're on the phone? Go down there.
Oop.
Bye.
Alright,
Dodo?
let's continue shooting it.
They hate accountability. You know what I'm saying? When I started talking to her about telling her what she did wrong, that the switch clicked and she starts walking away because she don't want to. And then I was on the phone. So I could have done the dad thing when, like, now you're not on the phone. Hang that up and listen to me, right? But I'll let it go.
Hey,
I'll talk to her about it.
Shout out to our, my sister for setting us an example.
They will always try to do everything they can to push any fault for their own actions on anyone and anything and everyone and everything that they can. It doesn't matter what it is. She can walk in the door, set a soda on the floor, walk over and do something else because she had to set it down right there for some reason. She doesn't know why, but she had to set it down. Run into the kitchen and do something, and then remember something out in the car, come running back out there, forgetting about the soda, kicking it, knocking it over, and she's going to tell you why it's your fault that she knocked
Yeah, I
that
didn't
soda
let
over.
you show my screen though.
Because I was sitting in the lift.
It doesn't matter what it is. She's going to find a way to tell you that's your fault. Okay? Now, an emotional man would get upset. Oh, no, it ain't my fault. Yeah, blah, blah. And now it's an argument. A dumb man would probably, a man who is unintelligent in the ways of a woman will probably try to explain to her why she thinks it's his fault or something or other. He'll try to explain something to her to break it down and try to prove to her where she's wrong. And it doesn't matter about logic at this point because there is no logic in her thought. If there was logic, she wouldn't have sat it on the floor to begin with. Okay? Now, a smart man was going to be like, "Hey, are you all right, baby? Did you hurt your foot when you kicked that bottle? I was wondering why you sat it there. There must be something bad going on. Is there something out there that I need to go handle for you?" Right? No, because you know she's not really pissed about that bottle, and she knows it's not your fault, and you know it's not your fault. There's something else going on. Baby, listen, I'll help you clean that soda up. I'm sorry that you kicked it. I don't know how it got there, but I'm going to help you clean it. Well, while I'm helping you clean it, tell me what's bothering you. And listen to her. It doesn't mean you have to fix your problems. Just listen to what she has to say.
I don't know about you, but I'm putting in hearing aids and I'm turning that way down. I mean, I'm
Listen,
gonna tell you, they're certified yappers.
sometimes women just need to talk. That's how they vent. They talk about anything. Right? Like I said, you're trying to get in their head to hear their thought process. So I'm trying to tell you some things that they think, okay? And they don't come to me all at once. You know, I'm old enough to know and spot it when I see it. Like, as soon as something happens, it's boom, and I see it. It's there, right? I'm almost 50. I've been with your mom 16 years now. I was with my ex-wife before that almost 10 years, you know?
Yeah.
So when you see something, if you're paying attention, you get to see the patterns. You know, it's like my hands are cold most of the time, for whatever reason. My hands, my fingers, poor circulation. I'm talking in the house with the AC on and in the wintertime, right? So if my hands are ever warm during that time, say I get up and I start moving around, then my hands do get warm. But if I'm sitting down doing nothing, my hands are cold, right?
Yeah.
But if your mom comes over and she sits down and she holds my hands and her fingers are cold and my hands warm, say, oh my God, your hands are always so warm. No, they're not. They're warm right now. And that's exactly what she means, is your hands are so warm right now. But what she's saying is, this is what she's really saying to you, okay? My hands are so cold right now that I just wanted to hold something warm. And your hands are exactly what I needed. That's what she's saying.
Just an object. Just an object that they needed.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? That you want to speak woman. That is what she is saying.
Womanese.
If she says your hands are always so cold, yes, they are. But she's talking about your hands are so cold right now. She pretty much means my hands were cold. I grabbed yours to warm them up, and they were colder than mine. That's basically what she means at that point. But she ain't going to go through all that. She's going to say, oh my God, your hands are always so cold. Or, oh my God, your hands are always so warm. Okay? Their minds think differently, and they can remember stuff better than you, especially if it's something that hurt their feelings in some way. And now today, everybody's a victim, so everything hurts their feelings, which makes her memory a lot better than yours. Except for when the stuff she's mad about is stupid stuff, and she builds up all this trauma over nothing. All right? But if a man cheats on a woman, and she catches him in the act, she will remember the day, the time, the moment, the clothes that were on. She'll give you details of everything in the damn room and tell you the date.
The date.
Because there's an emotional attachment. She remembers everything. The world was closing in on her. You understand?
Right.
And when she's hurt, she's going to give that pain back 100-fold. All right? Like, okay, I had sex with one woman and you caught me. She's going to have sex with all your friends, all of their friends that you don't know about, because she's getting even.
That's not even. That's just adding on. That's adding more
If
fuel
she
to the
loves
fire.
you, if she really loves you, and you hurt her, yes, she's getting even by doing 100 men. Why? Because that's how bad you hurt her, because she cared more about you than them. And now she wants you to feel as bad as she does. You know? Their minds, they work differently than ours. And most women are vindictive. Women will do shit. She'd be mad about something you did in a dream of hers 2 weeks ago. Something that's physically impossible for you to do. Right? Like you flapped your arms like a bird and flew away when a guy was trying to mug her. And she's pissed at you for it.
In her
First of all,
dream.
First of all, you were dreaming. And second, I couldn't flap my arms and fly if I wanted to. It's physically impossible. Right? But she'd be pissed at you for it. And here's the thing. She never told you about the dream. She's just pissed at you for it for 2 weeks straight. And you don't know why she's mad at you.
I say just ignore her. Let her be mad. And then she's going to be like, why aren't you talking to me? That's when you just, like...
No, that's a little different. That's what we've talked about before. You know, you got to withhold attention from them. Like, look, Mom's in the room right now.
Right.
It's Friday night. I could be in the room with Mom. You guys are old enough. You can entertain yourselves, go with your friends, do this, do that, do the other.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I at? Front porch with you?
Yep.
I do whatever I want. But you see, if I'm right here beside her 90% of the time, eventually she's gonna get a little tired of being around me. So you gotta find something else to do. I gotta find something. She start nitpicking with you. You guys gonna be fighting over stupid shit because you need that little bit of time apart. Even if it's just a couple rooms away for a couple hours, right? You gotta have that little bit of space. You gotta be able to be comfortable to be silent around each other. You gotta be comfortable to be away from each other without wondering, is she on her phone talking to some guy right now? If you're thinking that, leave her, because you have no peace. And you wouldn't be thinking that if she didn't give you a reason to think that.
I haven't had
Unless you're one of those really insecure guys, and if you're that insecure, then you need to get dumped by her for being insecure, and then you need to figure out how to man the fuck up. You get your ass in the gym, make yourself look better, make yourself the best version of yourself, so that when you think like this, all right, dude, there are guys out there that are better looking than me, more money, taller, probably got a bigger dick. But I'm out there with your mom, and some guy, like, hey baby, give her a wink, give her the eye, like, hey, you want to talk to me, try to get it. He can try. He can walk right up and put his number in her hand. Whether, I mean, if I'm standing right there, he's got to have a lot of fucking balls. You know, I'm like, yo, dude, he's barking up the wrong tree. That's a whole different situation,
Hey,
you know? Because I'd have to be a bitch to let him do it.
But hey, you can't blame a man for trying, huh?
No, she's hot. Your mom's a hot woman.
Well, I can't
You
say
know?
that.
I can't blame him for trying. But here's the thing. All right, I'm not jealous in any way that he did it. I'm actually flattered because, yeah, you're right. My woman's hot. Thank you for the compliment. But she ain't going nowhere. Why?
Because she's right there at your feet, at your will.
No, she ain't going nowhere because she already knows. She ain't gonna do no better.
She knows her place in society. Oh, by the way,
Okay, look.
that
No, forget this place in society. I know you're just joking with that, but I make dinner more than she does,
let's be fair, that's true.
right?
100%.
I do the laundry more than she does. This house is clean. And I won't say I do that more than she does, because she mops, she sweeps, and does all that stuff. But you know who else does all that stuff?
This guy,
And you know who else?
Aiden and me.
And Pay in Ireland?
Pay, not so much.
Pay does. Why do you think that water smells like piss? Because he won't clean up the dog pee, he'll just mop it up. And then he'll stick that mop in my damn water, and I have to change the water out. He's lazy about it, but he'll do it. Okay, the point is, she doesn't have to do anything. She really doesn't.
Right.
Okay? Her bills are paid, clothes in her bag, food in her belly. I cook, I clean, I do the laundry. I sewed my pants the other day when they had a little hole right here where the belt loop was coming off.
My
Right?
belt was ripped clean off.
Okay? I can do all that stuff. Do I need her? Fuck yeah, I do.
Men need women.
I need her.
Women
She's
need
my
men.
wife. I love her and I need her. I need her in my life. She makes me a better me. She makes me want to be the best I can. Because as long as I want to be the best I can, and I do try my best to be the best I can, then I'm not going to worry about losing her. You know? She ain't going to stay hot forever.
No.
You know? And neither am I.
But women do tend to age worse than men.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
We have.
They do.
That'll be a subject for another day. But here I want to jump back to this real quick for me. I haven't had an issue with that at one point, but at one point I won't name her, but she ended up talking to this other guy. Then she dated him for like 3 days without me even noticing.
Can we hold up a second now? You're still talking about a young kid, 5th, 6th grade, 7th grade.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so go ahead.
And this kid wasn't all too good looking and this and that. Now we've had a relationship for about 2 years. And, things have to come to an end at some point. So I guess that's how it ended off, sealed itself off. But thing I don't get is, why do they tend to cheat like 3 days early, or whenever they want, is starting a relationship or whatever? And I think what I've noticed is women tend to do it just because they feel pity.
No. You were hitting real close to it a minute there, a few moments ago, right? When you said, for whatever reason, there was no reason at all that you could see, but she starts looking at other men. Why can a woman do this? And within a few days of being away from you, she's got a new man, and now she's all happy with him, and you, the guy that she was just with, you're wondering, this came out of nowhere. Why? Right? And you almost hit it like right on the head. Okay? The reason that they do that is because they check out emotionally. Like, they're still here in body, but they're already gone.
Mm-hmm.
Their mind's gone, their heart's gone. They're looking for somebody. You don't even know it. And she ain't gonna let you know it. Why? Because she needs somewhere to live. She needs the bills paid. She needs the food you provide. Right? You're all in. This is my baby. I'm taking care of her. This goes back to how they think, and what I was saying before we got off of that subject of how women love differently. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There's many things that can make a woman stop liking you and fall out of love with you. All right? But if you take it back, every time you think about it with a woman, I don't give a damn who she is. Your mom, your grandmother, your girlfriend, your wife, the girl you want to get with, but you're afraid to ask out because you think she's better than you, so therefore you think she's going to turn
You
you
only
down.
live once.
Which, I'm going to tell you right now, she ain't better than you. Shoot your shot. If she turns you down, it's her loss. Period. It's her loss. She checks out long before she leaves. She's searching, trying to talk to other people. And if you catch it, because you know the signs, and you're smart enough to know what to do about it. All right. One of the signs that they give you, that they make perfectly clear that the relationship is over, is they'll say something to you like, we should see other people. Okay, that's a sign that it's over. We should see other people usually means I'm already seeing someone, or I have someone in mind. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You pick up her phone and you see some woman's name and she's texting this woman every 5 minutes. Chances are it's a guy. She put a girl's name in so you wouldn't know.
Or unless she's lesbian. Some stupid shit like that.
It doesn't matter. Even if she is lesbian, then she's still cheating on you. All right? If you notice all of a sudden, like over the last 5 years, you guys have been together, and she listens to a lot of country music, usually. But when you guys first met, you guys listened to a lot of like Eminem and pop music. But for the last 5 years, you both always liked country, and together you just listen to country. That's what you guys listen to at the house. And that's what she listens to in the car, right? Because that's what you guys listen to. Well, one day, her car needs some maintenance done to it, some work done to it. Maybe you're going to run it down and fill it up with gas and make sure the tires got plenty of air in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it just because, hey, my wife's car is acting up, and I want to make sure it's good for her. So to be the good, loving husband that you are, you jump in the car and you notice she's playing Jay-Z, or she's playing Eminem, or she's playing R. Kelly. And you're like, she hasn't listened to this shit in like 10 years.
Something's going on.
She's starting to fall back into things she did before she met you. And then, like, all of a sudden she's talking to Becky, who she hasn't talked to in 10 years. And you know, she's talking to her Aunt Stacy, who she's written off because, oh, she's just such a bitch the way she talks to me. And all of a sudden she's talking to her again.
She is getting things in order.
She's
break
getting
up with
everything.
you.
She's getting her support in line.
Mhm.
She's already changed her. These little changes that she will do are all going to tell you something's up if you're paying attention.
Mhm.
Most men don't. All right, especially if you're on your own game and you're doing your own shit. Remember when I said it, burden of proof? Burden of performance is on you, right? You have to perform, but you still have to be smart. You have to be aware of what's going on around you. Pay attention to your surroundings. Like, is she letting the house go because of whatever? Is she wearing sexy underwear all of a sudden? She's not. You don't wear sexy underwear. What the fuck am I finding all these sexy underwear around for all of a sudden? You gotta look for little things, especially if it's like, well, it ain't like you came out of the bathroom yesterday wearing them. Like, hey, baby. In fact, we haven't touched each other in 6 months because for some reason you won't allow it. And then, the guy's like, and I've been in that situation. I'm not going to say I wasn't. I was married before your mom.
Like the being.
Don't say nothing. But I did a lot in that marriage because I was trying to not lose my child. When you get divorced, it's another subject, but you get taken to the cleaners. And all I really wanted to do is be a father to my child.
Right.
But there comes a point where it's like, you know what? And this ain't even pride. Fuck pride. Pride will fuck you every time. Okay? This ain't about pride. This is just about being like, you know what? I'm a man. I have value. You're gonna treat me with that value, or you can get out of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
You come to a point like that. Okay? And you've heard that term simping that they use and shit. I don't fully understand what it means. If anything, it's short for simpleton. Okay?
No, well, what they mean by simp.
I know what they mean.
Throwing money at them.
It's more than that. Throwing money at them for shit that they don't even deserve just because she's pretty. Or giving her all your time, all your attention. This goes back to what I was saying earlier when I said women want two types of guys. But they want them both at the same time. The one that's not allowed to touch her because he's beneath her, but he better support her and pay her money and take her out and do things to her. Now, she ain't going to say it like that. But they're just friends. He wants more, and he's always going to want more. He's too weak to stand up and say, you know what, fuck you, I don't need you. If he did, he'd probably have a better chance of getting her, or he was never going to anyway.
Right.
I got enough friends in my life. They're all guys. I'm not friends with women. Men and women can't be friends. Like, you can say, like, okay, this is my buddy Lance, and this is his wife, Tammy, and because Lance is my friend, I will be 100% with this woman, respectful, talk to her, and all this stuff, right? And that's as far as it goes. But she's not my friend. She's my friend's wife. Everything that she gets from me is I'm doing it for him. I see her broken down the street. Well, if my wife was broken down, I'd want to know that my friend would stop and help her, not because he's trying to get in her pants, but because she's my wife and he would want me to do the same for him.
Right.
Period. That's the mindset that you should be in. So if I help my buddy down the street, Mike, and Amanda, and Mike's not home, just Amanda is, and the sink sprung a leak, and it's blowing water out, and she doesn't know who to call. The plumber can't make it for 2 hours, and the water's flying everywhere. I'd go up there and I'd turn off the water for her and, help him get it dried up to save him as much money as possible. But I'd be like, oh, Mike, I'm at your house. This is what's going on. I'm hooking you up, man. Do what you got to do till you get here. I got the fans. I'm going to dry it out, whatever. But there's never an intent of she's my friend. Like, if I'm down the street and I see her and some guy goes, oh, man, who is she, man? I don't know. She's kind of nice looking. Oh, that's my friend. No. It's my man Lance's wife. That's my man Mike's wife. That's my man Tom's wife. That's my man Bill's wife. You know what I'm saying? And for some women say things like my ex-wife did say at one time. She said, I want to be known as more than your wife. She said that to me.
Really?
Yeah. And the only ones who looked at her like she's your wife were my guy friends.
They get it.
So
Yeah.
if she wanted to be looked at as more than my wife, that only led me to believe that she wanted guys to look at her differently. Right?
Correct.
Okay, so men and women cannot be friends. You can be family, you can be your friend's wife, your friend's girl. You gotta have a code that's off limit. You don't go against the code.
Mhm.
That's off limit.
Right.
A woman's like, oh, I don't want to date you, I'll be your friend. What's that mean? When Chad's done pumping and dumping in you, you're going to come and see me, and I'm going to say, oh, baby, because I might get a chance
I don't
with
know.
you?
Kick
No.
your ass away.
I don't want to hear that. You want to be my friend? We ain't 10 years old anymore. I got enough friends. And if you were my friend, my wife's going to want to know why the hell I'm talking to other women and she ain't allowed to talk to other men.
Right.
All right? So, you got to remember to treat people, as I've always said to you growing up, the way you want to be treated. Your wife ain't no different. And a lot of them, a lot of people today, single parent homes, and most of those happen to be single moms. And being a parent's a rough job. I'm not taking that away from a mom. It's hard to know the right thing to do all the time. But the biggest problem with single moms is women are generally selfish creatures. That's part of the hypergamy. Always going for what the best is for them. It's a selfish thing. Women will hate their own kids because the dad pays more attention to the kid than they do to her. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing, they won't tell you that's what it is. It's almost like they want you to read their mind and think of a preventative measure to prevent whatever it is they're thinking. It's impossible.
It's inevitable.
Right? And again, take it back down to, caveman DNA, simple nature. Why does she want things? Because it's what's best for her children. And when you hear them talk a lot of the time, they always say, I want this, and I want that, and I want this. Why is it always I? Me, my. They're selfish. And it's up to you to lead them out of that selfishness,
Right.
to show them how to look outward rather than inward. And you need to do that without being a dick, without being an asshole. I'm not saying you shouldn't be an asshole ever, because I do shit just to be an asshole, just to piss your mother off, because I know that as long as I keep her mind doing this, she never knows what the hell's going on. It's not so much that. Here's what it is. Women love drama. If I don't give her a little bit of drama, she's going to create it.
It fuels it. Yep.
Right? So I got to create it. You gotta give them the ups and downs. If you're just that solid guy that they know every day at 7 o'clock he'll be in the bathroom taking a poop, that guy's fucking boring. Right?
Man,
and
that's why you gotta.
and I'm gonna tell you.
That's why you got underwear.
Hey, listen. As you get older, because you got a lot to learn about women.
Oh, believe me.
Okay? Because it doesn't matter what I tell you, you're still going to go out and you're still going to make mistakes. You got a lot to learn.
Right.
All right? I'll even give you an example of myself with that, but you got a lot to learn. All right? Women thrive on the drama. Okay? You don't even have to be mad. Just make her think you are. Keep telling her it's nothing. She'll think it's her, and she'll go around and do shit around the house to make you happy, because she don't know why you're mad and she thinks it's her. And you're not even mad.
Imagine the women watching this right now. Hey.
It doesn't matter. Listen, she'll hear me say it. She will hear me say it right now on the video. And her husband will be doing it at the moment, and she won't be able to see it.
It's blind. They're oblivious to
No,
it.
it's not that they're oblivious to it. Okay? I mean, they are, but it's not that. They can't see it. They can't. Because even though you're telling them this is what it is, in her mind, she's thinking it's this. And just like when she kicked the bottle on the floor we were talking about, that's your fault because she can never be wrong.
You're right.
So if she can't be wrong and you're telling her what the answer is, why are you mad? I'm not. You look it, but I'm not. Look at the way you just moved your arms. Are you trying to make me mad? No? Well, you're starting to make me mad. You know, I'm...
Throwing that out there.
They do it, man. Because her need to be right will always keep her from seeing when you tell her something. Because, that can't be it. I know it's this. I didn't ask you because I was looking for a second opinion. I asked you because I was looking for verification.
Okay. We gotta wrap this up because my phone is gonna die.
Oh, well, I'm just chilling. I don't care if I have a video on or not. I'm still gonna talk.
You
I'll
guys,
still be out here with you.
we somehow held out this longer than Kamala Harris's interview.
All right, leave the politics
This
out
is-
of it. I don't think we still got fully into why women think the way they do.
That'll
Because it's not a simple subject. You
That-
have to get into many subjects in order to say why they think this way. Because
This-
you got to bring it around to bring the natural out of it. It's got to
There-
flow naturally.
There will be an episode 2, most likely. But it depends on how we do on this. And also, we might have a guest come. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, your dad has friends.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
also could be playing chess. We could be doing this. We could be doing multiple things at once while we are talking.
Well, maybe someday we'll even get into a little bit of combative training and stuff, too.
Yeah, we could do some combative video trainings. But anyways, that's it for tonight, folks. Thank you for joining us on Friday night with the old man.
Friday night with the old man. Is that what we're calling it now? Friday night? How about just like, try to shorten it up a little bit, short and sweet. Fridays with the old man. Or Friday with the big guy. It's just something stupid, but shorter.
You know.
Short and catchy.
Yep. Alright, folks. That's it. Have a great night.